Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. I'm definitely excited about this interview. And when we go to commercial, you heard the theme song playing. My friend Waleem, who's part of the Groovaladas, created our theme music for us. And they have a studio, Polysonic Studios. And so they are releasing a they redid a remix of an album. So they're going to be releasing that on April 20th. And so when we have our commercial, we're going to hear one of our songs. And y'all know that's my theme song because we play it for our anniversary. So y'all stay tuned for that. But I'm excited about all these beautiful ladies around the computer today. How are you all doing?
Great, thank you.
Good, good. Excited.
Everybody's looking amazing. And so we have the elite dolls of faith. And I have just been like excited. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I mean, I know what we're gonna talk about, but I'm just excited about the energy that you all bring. And I've met Nicole and Miss Belinda, but my first time meeting Miss Cindy. And so Cindy Smith is the CEO and founder of Elite Dolls of Faith Incorporated. It's a national sisterhood. And so, Cindy, we're going to start with you. I just like to give everybody, especially their first time to the show, an opportunity just to greet our audience, our family, and just tell a little bit about yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Cindy Smith, the founder of the 501c3 award winning nonprofit National Sisterhood.
All
We
right.
are based here in Atlanta, Georgia, but we do have doll houses that span across 27 states now and counting and growing. We do a large amount of community service. We wake up every day and say, who can we be a blessing to today? With keeping in mind that a blessing, it don't necessarily mean monetary. A blessing could be giving another female a compliment, or just being of help and being ready to serve in the community. So we really believe in being servants. The dolls, the acronym for the word doll is delivered of life lessons. So we are a multicultural group of women around the globe that just give back, and we also understand that can mean putting ourselves last a whole lot of times. But we also understand that whatever we do, God will give us double for our trouble. So, in order to get a blessing, you must first be a blessing. And that's what we live by.
Absolutely. I love it already.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So, before we, continue on, I definitely want Miss Nicole to introduce herself. She is Doll Lady Laureate, and she is the president of the Queen City Dolls in the Charlotte, North Carolina chapter, right?
Yes, yes. My name is Doll Lady Laureate, and I am the president of the Queen City Dolls under the Elite Dolls of Faith in the Dahlberger region, where our National Doll Hollywood is a president. And so I'm also a poet and an author, and I write based on what I've been delivered of. So my deliverance under dolls is domestic violence. So I'm a domestic violence advocate. I am a youth and mentor advocate, and I advocate for the elders. But we do a lot of different things in the community and collaborate with each other, with different organizations to bring that unity back into the community. So that's what I'm all about, and that's my deliverance.
All right, all right. I'm
Amen.
excited. And last but certainly not least, we have Miss Belinda Houston. She is the National Doll Agent. Her doll named Doll Hollywood. Hello, Hollywood. Now you are muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself. Miss Belinda. Yeah, there
All
you go.
right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everybody?
Hey,
Good
hey.
afternoon, beautiful.
I found the dog face. Good to see you on the video.
You too gorgeous.
I am Belinda Dare to be different Houston on Facebook, aka Dog Hollywood. I'm the national dog agent for Dog Virgo's region. So I am over 4 dog houses. That is Queen City, Minnesota, Oh, I gotta think. All right, Dollface, don't get on me. Um, when I say Minnesota, Michigan, Texas, and I'm excited. What I do is talk to women out in the community to see if they would like to be a part of the elite family. I will meet with them or their group of friends, and we would go over the things that we do in EDOF. So it's really a good thing. And we help fundraise. And I also participate under Doll Lady Laureate, the president of the Queen City Dolls. We are always out in the community doing something. We stay busy and we love it. I get my blessing being out in the community and being a blessing.
Awesome. I love it. Brandon said, ladies, what's up?
Hey, Brandon.
Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
So, Lady Doll Faith, what prompted you to start this whole movement? I know, and how long has it been in service to others?
Well, good question. So when God gave me this vision, I was lukewarm. I didn't know what he wanted me to do with it. I was in a very abusive marriage for 18 years. I was married to a soldier in the military. I kept it hidden, because I always thought that other people's home was functioning much better than mine. So I was embarrassed to share it. And then when I did get the courage up to talk about it, you know, and I got my family out of it, I packed my 6 kids up and we moved to Durham, North Carolina. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a great opportunity. I'm going somewhere. Don't nobody know my name. I was wounded. I wasn't defeated, but I was wounded, right? And so being wounded sometimes, you think the best thing to do is to get back at the person who has hurt you. And so now I have left the abusive relationship. So in my mind, I'm going to Durham. I'm going to find me a boo thing because my husband had did all of these things. And so God said, not so. This is not why I have you here. So when I moved to Durham, he only allowed me to meet women that was much older than me. And so they began to get me in church. And I found myself in church Wednesday through Sunday, and sometimes twice on Sunday. I began to talk differently, walk differently, and dress differently. And I began to hear more from God. Now I thought that God had forgotten me because I had been through so much with these 6 children, chronic homelessness, being evicted, abusive marriage, molestation. The list just goes on and on.
Mhm.
So, but God used me. He needed for me to get my feet wet in all of those arenas because for a time like today, He knew what the vision was, even though I tried to run from the vision several times. But He told me, use it or lose it. And I said, yeah, but I don't have all this money that people say I need to start a business. He said, if I gave you the vision, I'll give you the provisions. And He did just that. And so I met a lady, she used to call me doll. Oh, you're such a doll, doll this and doll that and doll this and doll that. And one day I heard it loud and clear. The dolls of faith is what I called it in the beginning. And so again, the acronym delivered of life lessons, I have been delivered from several lessons. And the most being the abusive relationship. So we have a 24-hour crisis line. So if somebody's calling, a teenager is calling, and she's pregnant, she's 14, and she's scared to tell mom, well, that's not my lane. So I would pass that on to another doll who has that testimony. But if they're calling and they've been in an abusive relationship, that's something I can handle. Or if they have chronic homelessness, that's something I can handle. I moved around a lot with my kids from hotel to hotel. Okay. And so I didn't know at that time that he was grooming me because now what I do is I go back and I service those living in hotels because there's some good people there. I was a good person there. So
Right.
knowing that now that bad things happen to good people, and you got to go through that to get your purpose. So it was a lot of pain in my purpose. And like I said, I kind of straddled the fence. I used to hide from the old one. If they come to the door, tell them I'm not here. because I didn't want to go to church, you know. But I tell you what, Durham was the best move for me. Durham saved me. I was born in Baltimore, raised in Virginia, saved in Durham, North Carolina. I just thank God for that because I used to be the lender. Now I'm the borrower. So my goal is to teach other women, other dolls, hey, if you fall, dust yourself off, get back up. There's hope out there and there's help out there. So again, we don't give a handout, we give a hand up. Okay, and that's a big difference. We don't want to put a bandage on the wound. We want to heal the entire wound.
Yes.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
Put
Yes.
my hand up.
I love it. And I heard so many things. I mean, you don't there's so many people going through so many different things, and you're right. It's like
Yeah,
when you're going through, you feel like I don't want to share this because I'm not that kind of person. I never thought I would take abuse. You sit at home when you're 12 and 13. Well, I would never take that. I would never do that. And
right.
then you find out, you wake up and you're like, oh, I am that person now. And you're like, you don't want to tell your family, you don't want to tell your friends, and but you're struggling on the inside. And
Yeah.
so, Nicole, I know you've been through that too. So how do you break out of that struggle? How do you finally wake up and be like, look, I'm worth more than this, and I've got to get out of here, you know what I mean? And you see the value in who you are. How did that happen for you, Miss Nicole?
Oh, oh,
I
okay.
could answer it, but I knew she called your name. I could answer it
You
for
didn't
me.
know my name. How do I handle that? It's everything that had happened with me. So with me, I do more. I do more with the community, like under Elite Dolls of Faith. I'm usually in the background, so I'm not always posting as much as I do. But I love the community. So under Elite Dolls of Faith, I'm the senior Hidden Tears domestic violence representative. Because of what I've been through, the same thing that Doll Faith said, that was my story. We all
Mhm.
have the same stories, different situations, different people in different places. The prison ministry, because I went through that because of the adverse effects that it had on my sons. So I'm a prison ministry rep. The political awareness, because I want people in office to care about the youth, to care about the violence that's on the street, to care about the education for our children, to care about the health insurance for not only us, but our seniors and elders. There's so
That's
much work
right.
out there to do. And with us having dolls over there, that's how I get over it. Because of what God brought me through, I just do more because I know that we all can be a unit. But if we keep collaborating with others who want the same thing for our children, our next generation in unity, that's what's in commune together, that's what's creating our community. So that's what gives my heart and ease, knowing that I'm trusting God because I do believe in Elite Dolls of Faith that vision when Miss Cindy had the year that she had it, that's when I was going through my same things and falling on my face. So
Mhm.
everything is not a coincidence. It happens for a reason to bring us to
Mhm.
that level to do more, to be more because of what God saved us up and pulled us out from.
Uh,
Mhm. Go ahead. Miss Belinda, I see you've been ready to say something, so go ahead and jump on in there.
my delivered life lesson was crack cocaine. So when I met Faith, I met her in a restaurant. I was there with a high school friend birthday celebration we was having, and I'm not where I was in the beginning. So being delivered from crack cocaine was a blessing because all of us has been delivered from something.
Amen.
Amen.
So when I went through a period where I was going through something in my life and I was like, I want to get high. I just, you know, want to numb myself. My sisters called on their phone. I
Amen.
can't tell you how many it was, but Dog Faith was on there. Dog, can't do that. You don't need to think about that. I need for you to pull yourself together. My sisters were there. So, we all go through something. And just to know that you have a sisterhood that is on the phone encouraging you, because I could have been dead and gone. So that's a
Amen.
blessing in itself, that you have a founder that calls her dolls. You know, on Wednesdays we do wellness check-in. You know, we reach out to other dolls in other doll houses, and check on your family. And that's something that we do. We check on our family to make sure that our family is all right. Then we branch out, but we branch out when we need to, when we have to. We on point. We come together as a team to take care of what we need to take care of. If it's something going on in one dollhouse and that dollhouse is not able, then that's when the national doll agent jumps in. We get things together. We go to our co-founder, which is Doll Virgo, and things go back to Doll Faith. So to make sure everything is good, and the co-founder. So it's a blessing, and I'm glad to be a part. Will always be a doll. I will
Amen.
always be Hollywood. Period.
Hollywood.
Yes, and we have a good time together.
We
You
Right.
do.
know, that's the thing about getting together, having time together, and then go out and support the community, or go support the community first and come together and do something. This is things that we do.
Amazing. And I like what you and Nicole both mentioned, that you check on your whole family, because even though you may have experienced something, we know that your children went through it as well. Sometimes we forget about the youth. We just think, well, they were in their room, they didn't see or hear, but a lot of times we heard more than you thought we heard, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And and then they're scared to speak because they're scared to let anybody know what's going on. Or it used to be back in my day, what happens in the house stays in the house. Yeah,
Yes.
but it was always the abuser that was saying that because they didn't want the
Right.
information to get out, right? And so your children, and it's a period of time. It's for some things might happen overnight, but some things take a process, take a while, because somebody posted today that the hurt was painful, but sometimes the healing is more painful, because the healing part, you're always remembering, you're always
Yeah.
having to, and as you're healing and you're talking about it, you're really confessing some things that you tried to hide, and even put in the back of your own mind, right?
Mm.
And so, Doll Faith, I know you had something you wanted to mention when I was asking Nicole her question, so you can go ahead and share what you had on your mind.
Yeah, so I was just going to say for me, it was enough is enough. My son had turned 16 and joined the gang. He was selling drugs, and so that right there was a wake up call for me. And I said, you know what, God, I don't want this, to be the way my son's life ends, but he was hurting because, like you said, even though the doors are closed, the children still can hear. And so for some reason, the police would always show up, right? I never knew then who was calling the police, but it wasn't until the kids got older and my son said I was always the one calling the police, mom. You know, so but yeah, that was another breaking point for me. My sons were getting older, my daughters were getting older. I have 6 children, 3 girls, 3 boys. I didn't want my daughters to think this is what real love looks like. This is how it should a marriage should look or should be. I didn't want to get a phone call in the middle of the night from a girl saying that my son had put his hands on her. So at that point, when my son and his friends, his gang members jumped my ex-husband, and the police came and everything, I knew I had to do something different. And I was so thankful that God gave me, what he said, if you're going, go. Don't keep saying you're going, and then you turn right back around and you right back in the bed with them. Because see what happens in the bedroom, it becomes the honeymoon season again. So, everything is good because the sex is great, and then after that, it goes away. Then the abuse starts again. So we went through that cycle, a million times. But again, this time I had to do something different. And then the abuser, they know you. They have so much control of you that they learn you and they know you. So when I did do something different, he was shocked because he never thought that I would pack up and leave. So I packed up with the clothes on my back and just a little, everybody had a little book bag. And we just picked a place on the map, didn't know nobody there, and we first stayed in a hotel. And then, I noticed that my children were going through depression. Okay. They're going to new schools. I done uprooted them from everything that they ever knew. And so I immediately got them mental health, so I had to get them services. And so the services was helping. So one day, one of the community service workers took me to this apartment, and it was a black guy sitting there. Now I'm young now, I had a nice little figure, and all that, right? So when I walked in, he looked me up and down, and I looked him up and down, and I said, "Yes, I got this." You understand? I'm just being real. I don't know if I got to do something strange for a little bit of change, but I can tell he's digging me, right? So I went in and I told my story, and he reached behind his desk and took the keys off the wall without no money or nothing, gave me the keys and said, "Get your family out the hotel." And at that point, I didn't know what I was going to have to do to thank him. I'm just being real because it's real out here. You can't sugarcoat this thing, you know. So we stayed in that place rent free for 18 months, rent free. There was nothing but God. I used to see the maintenance people going around putting eviction notices or late notices on the door. Okay. And I used to be like, "Go down and get the note off the door." And the kids be like, "Mom, ain't no note on the door." So it wasn't nothing but God, nothing but God. So, but my son, my oldest son at that time, again, involved in a gang, even though I didn't want to believe it. Like I said, I had began to go to church. So I'm in church on Friday night. So this one particular day, I noticed that it was like 50 police in Kroger's parking lot. My back door was backed up to Kroger. And I said, "Wow, I wonder what's going on over there." Right? So I go in the house, close the door, and run upstairs and look out the window. They were all gone. So I was like, Next thing I know, boom, boom, boom on my door. So when I opened the door, it was the biggest, tallest guy, police officer. And he was from the Durham gang task force. And so he had reason to believe that my son was involved in gangs. And he told me that they drew graffiti all over the apartment complex and all over Kroger's walls, you know. And so I said, "Well, hold on, let me let you talk to him, because I will send my son to jail if it's gonna save his life." You understand? So, and I did that because a lot of mothers might protect, but not me. I'm gonna protect you and love you in a different way. Okay, because I need you to be here, you know. So, and they gave us 24 hours to get out that place. 24 hours. So again, evicted again, back to the hotel that we started at. So it was like a never ending circle. Okay. So trust and believe. I had no choice but to start believing in God and start praying more. And when my prayer life changed, my whole life changed. So I'm just so thankful. And for the dog, they will tell you I'm hard on them. I'm hard on them. I'm like Mother Goose. I'm very protective over my flock. Very protective. Because I've already been through the pain and the heartache. They don't have to go through it. I want all of them to be successful. Okay. I want them to, whatever goals they have in life, I want them to reach it because I know what it feels like. Those two young ladies right here, man, they deserve the keys to the city in Charlotte. I don't know what we need to do to make it happen, but they putting in the work. They're leaving their footprints in the hearts of those wounded right there in Mecklenburg and all through that area. So I'm thankful, so thankful. We love us some Hollywood. And Doll Lady Laureate, man, her testimony is so inspirational. I mean, she's just an advocate out there in them streets. They're doing their thing. And so for the Elite Dolls of Faith, we rally behind them. We learn from them as well. But I am Mother Goose, honey. I stay on them. I want them to get their credit together. I want them to buy a house. I want them to do all these things, you know, because they've been wounded before and because I know they've been counted out because I was counted out. But they count me in now. Now I get phone calls, you know, people, hey, Doll Faith, can the dolls come and partner with us? I mean, it's a good feeling. It's
Mm-hmm.
a great feeling. So I want to say to you two lovely ladies, I thank you. I may not say it enough. I'm watching. Y'all know I'm watching with one eye open. Okay, one eye on y'all and one eye on the community. But yeah, y'all are doing a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job, ladies. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Dolphin.
Thank you very much.
And so, Nicole, tell me about the first time you met Doll Faith. Like, what was that like? And how did you know you just had to be connected to this movement and what she's doing?
Well, I actually met Doll Hollywood put me in.
Okay.
Right. And the first time I met Doll Faith face to face was at the induction. And I felt like she was like this big celebrity. You know, she had all these dolls all dollied up, but we could be dollied up, but you don't know how we work hard in the trenches. You don't see that look, you know. And it felt good. It felt good knowing that to meet them, to meet her, to meet Doll Hollywood. Because see, she met me at a women's empowerment network. And we lost contact. And one day she found me on Facebook, said, I was looking for you. I was in the dolls. And she told me about the dolls. And right away, because I know how she was, you know, I trusted her. And at the time, I needed a sister. I was going through things. It was like God landed her on my lap. I was like, God, really at the exact moment, at the exact time, and it was raining. I'll never forget. And I felt it in my spirit. I was like, you know what? Let me go. Because I found out that I may have been looking for one sister, but I had gained so many. And then to get inducted at the ball and to meet Doll Faith. And to me, she said Mother Goose, but I felt like she was like the mother queen of all these other, you know,
Thank
yes,
you.
because I respected, I honored it to watch these women out in the community in different states, and then to see the love and humbleness and the pureness in their hearts. I mean, it's amazing, and I am honored to be under the Elite Dolls of Faith. And like you said, and still and doing what I love to do, because nobody, I could have died. You know, I raised 3 sons by myself.
My God.
My mother was murdered. The only one who took me and my 3 sons when I left my abusive relationship in a 1-bedroom apartment, I lived with him. And then years later, he gets murdered. The only male, African American male that my brother knew. So I went through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And nobody knows by the strength of my God. Look how little I am. Come on. And this beating up on me, but it's by the strength of God.
Right.
So something like the Dolls of Faith, yes, because we all had to have that faith to get out the situation that we were in. And so that's why I was in honor of meeting these women and joining the Dolls of Faith.
Yes.
Thank God.
And you spoke something even about having faith, because a lot of times when we're going through stuff we might have faith, but it just feels like, Lord, okay, I have faith, but when is this going to change? Lord, I have faith, but when am I going to get the help I need? Lord, I have faith, but how do I activate this faith, or how do I put it in motion? And so then you meet somebody like a doll Hollywood, and she comes and she's speaking your language. And so Doll Hollywood, tell us more about, your interaction, with the ladies, and, just, how it makes them feel, how it changes their lives.
Well, I've always had feelings. My mom used to work for Niven Center, and it's a handicap center where the clients would go, and I would always work with her, go volunteer. Then I got a job there, but it really made changes in a big difference when you see the homeless out and you can't do anything. That bothered me. But then when I became a part of the Elite Dolls of Fame, and one of the things that we had to do was go out, one of our good deeds is to go out in the community and give someone something. Now, sometimes I might would give somebody something, but if I really don't have it, I ain't getting ready to get on my last. That's how I used to feel.
Mm-hmm.
But now I give if it's my last. You know, it's a blessing, like I said, to me to be a blessing, to
Amen.
help people that is less fortunate than I am. Because I haven't always had it. No, I've never been homeless, but I know what it's like to want to eat something and can't eat it because
Mhm.
I had to make sure that my kids was being fed. So it was plenty of times that I went to bed hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's okay. But I would help. And Elite Dolls of Faith, Queen City Dolls, I tell people we're a branch from Queen City, I mean from the Elite Dolls of Faith. And we are a branch for them because Doll Faith is no joke. And she be on us constantly. Yeah, I get in trouble sometimes. I have
She
to go
goes
to
to
the
the principal
office.
office sometimes.
Yeah. And the first thing I say, what I do, who said it, what did I do? But just being a blessing, and we're out there in the trenches, and we doing it. And like Dog Fake said to us one time, it's our sweat and tears. So we have to make sure that we are representing, and we represent very well. And a national dog agent represents very well for the region. So
Amen.
I love it.
Well, I know that you guys are blessing some people today, and even if they're not listening right now, they're going to hear it when they need it most. Because there are women, even men, who are trying to take care of their families. Now men are being abused,
Oh yeah.
maybe not at the same rate, but they're going through it. But they're
Yeah.
scared to
Yeah.
tell you, I'm a man. How can I be a man and tell somebody I've
Right.
been abused? But it happens. And so, I pray that everybody who hears this message today and forever on understand that, you don't have to go through this by yourself. You're not the only one who's experiencing it. It doesn't take the pain away from what you're experiencing, but somebody can see you, and
Mhm.
like Doll Face said, sometimes when you're out in the streets, you got to do what you got to do, and sometimes it ain't pleasurable, but you've lived through that, and so I believe that your stories will remind somebody else that they can live through wherever
Yes.
they are. And so, and because that's important, not just to make it out, but to live and to thrive afterwards, right?
That's right.
So, Dog Faith, what's your ultimate vision, or do you have like, what's your next step? What's the biggest thing you really like to see, this movement, take place, or to go, or what's your big vision?
So the big vision is the next step is transitional housing. I get so many phone calls, and especially now due to the pandemic, there's so many great people sleeping in their cars. They've lost jobs, they've lost homes, and the only thing they have to hold on to is that car. And I'm talking about they have, they're good people. They may still be working, and they just don't have that roof. And so I would love to, anybody out there that's listening, we need a building. We need a building, not only for transitional housing, but we like to have a on-site pantry where we actually feed hot meals, where they could come and get clothing. They could come and get financial assistance. We have the Slay It Again program right now that we're working on, where those that may need assistance with prom gowns, because again, my kids were living in a hotel when it was prom time, and somebody blessed my kids. So now I give back. So we're collecting used prom gowns and or new, whichever God lay on your heart to do. You know, we need a building, a one-stop shop in every city. I would say something like maybe the VFW, something that people say, you know what? There goes the Elite Dogs of Faith. I'm going to the dollhouse over here. I know they'll be able to assist me, with whatever it is that I need. Not that I don't take anything from Salvation Army or all of these big corporations that have been there, but they're not out in the trenches like the Elite Dogs of Faith are, like the Queen
Mhm.
City Dolls are. We're actually out there doing the legwork, and so I was banned from Salvation Army. I can't get a lifetime ban because I had a fire and I turned down. They was trying to they gave me a furniture voucher. And when I went to the store, there was only certain furniture that I was allowed to pick because I
Mm.
had a voucher. So the beds had soiled, they were soiled, and I said, I don't want those mattresses. And
Mm.
because I turned them down, they banned me. So again, I know that I had to go through that because when we open up ours, if we're going to give a voucher, they're going to get what they want. You understand? The Elite Dogs of Faith going to make sure that you have the best, the very best. I'm a philanthropist. I love to give. I give, 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 give. And because I know my father gonna give it back to me triple. Okay,
Mhm.
like she said, like all Hollywood said, if it's my last, I'm gonna give it because what people fail to realize is that blessing you waiting on is caught up in your giving power. You don't even want to give, but you want somebody to give to you. You understand? You got to have a heart of a servant. God was a servant. So whoever's out there listening, that's what the Elite Dolls of Faith, that's what we would love to do. We want a one-stop shop where we can really get out here and help these wounded sheep.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Y'all are blessing me today. And I mean, everybody is so in tune and everybody's so passionate. Every time one of you speaks, I can feel the passion behind you. Nicole, when you were talking about even, politics, because we have to let the political figures know what's happening in the city. And you're the person who's out there in the city. And so if you go back home and you don't share, how will it ever change, right?
Right.
And so, what is that process like, even when you're like talking to the politicians and you're trying to get them to make them more aware of what's happening in the city? Like, how does that process work for you?
Well, in the past, it's going to communities, seeing these politicians, seeing what they're about. I used to go to a lot of the board meetings. Every time they held something at City Hall, anything like that, I used to do it a lot. So I'm already familiar with that process. With me being here in Charlotte and being a healthcare worker, taking care of Alzheimer's and dementia, I can't always get to every single event. But now, like the Black Caucus, the political, these stuff are Facebook Live. We in the era of COVID, so we could start looking, watching, hearing these seminars, hearing these questions that's being asked. Get to know the people in your community. Me again, sometimes I could be a little bit quiet, but I'm also an observer. So if I always seen you, I know what you're about. That's why I'm support. Like now, I've been collecting. I forgot to get your signature on Sunday. I thought about that after I left. I'm taking signatures for Willis Jones Jr., who's running for mayor. So I'm collecting
Oh, okay.
a petition for him. Team Unity 2222. I'm on there with enough said. And the reason why I'm out there is because, again, I'm an observer. And from the 8 years I've been here in Charlotte, I've seen so many different men, so many different kings at at that shot when he announced that he was going to be a mayor. And that's what allowed me to say, I'm running for him. Because we do need the men in our community. We do need the kings. And I know that if all those men that was in that room, each and every one of them, I see with their own organizations that I saw in the past in the community for the youth, for the prison ministry, for the arts, everything. That's
Wow.
what made me, because I know that he's going to have a whole bunch of other kings to be
Yeah.
held that's going to hold him accountable. So I'm for that. If I see you out there doing that, because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Saving our community, but you have to be aware. You have to listen. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm not going to vote for them." For such. Did you follow them? Did you hear what speech they had? Do you see them in the community? Because that's really it's about. Because those
Right.
ones who votes really count are the ones who's not going to be watching TV all the time, not going to be hearing it, but who's going to be out there in community needing something from the homeless, for mentor, for mental health illness. They're the ones who don't see it all the time, but have to see your face out there in that community. What are you doing
Yep.
to make a change? What are you doing to help us? What are you
Mhm.
doing to fight for us? So that's how that works.
Yes. And that's so important. Like you said, sometimes we just vote a party or we just vote, haphazardly. But we really have to figure out what these people are about, what they represent. Do they really care for the community? Are they really for everybody? We have to do a little bit more due diligence in our voting process and who we're putting in office, because it makes a big difference. Because if you've got the people who have the heart, who see it, and they're gonna advocate for change, and it's gonna take us, even after we put them in office, to continue supporting them, continue being there, so that other political arenas know that, hey, they do have the voice of the people. And so
Mhm.
that's it's so much, like you said, so much work to be done. JT's on here. He said, "Good afternoon, ladies."
Good
Good
Um,
afternoon.
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
JT.
JT's always in the neighborhood and in the communities as well. He's here on every fourth Monday with us. He's our guest expert every fourth Monday. But this conversation is awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear a little song from Polyphonic Studios, is the studio that they have. The group is called the Groovaladas. Of course, like I said, they did our theme music, and so they have an album dropping, a remix of their album, and it's called Mama's Hamper. And so we're gonna get a little taste of something and this is my theme song. So y'all wait and listen, and we'll be right back with the Elite Dolls of Faith.
Yes, yes.
Them big girls. I love them big girls. Them the ones that are for me. Oh, I love them big girls. Oh, I love them big girls. Well, when we get out on the dance floor, baby,
Yes, yes. So that is
I
the
was
Groove
jamming to the
Lotta.
music.
Me too. I was tapping my feet over here. I was like,
Yes, that is my theme song, y'all.
I
So
like
that is
it.
the Groovaladas. You can
Nice.
follow them on the groovaladas.com. They're on Facebook and Instagram. Their album is dropping. The remix of the album, Mama's Hamper,
I
is
like
coming out April 20th. They're on all platforms because they've been out. They're a Grammy Award nominee group. So they've been around for a while and they do big things. So Marlene, shout out to you. I had to do that for
yeah,
you.
that was
And they
nice.
also
I
help
love it.
other, and
I
just like
love
you ladies, they help other musicians
I'm
who are
good.
trying to
So
get their sound right.
just
Maybe you
one
got the
second.
beat, but you need some help putting it together.
it.
Um, Polyphonic Studios is who they're with. And so check them
You
out,
gotta be,
follow
you
them.
gotta be a real doll of Atlanta. All right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Sorry,
thought
y'all.
you. No, you're good. You're good.
We
And
don't see
so I'm excited. I'm excited about the album dropping. So
that.
everybody check them out. Make sure that April 20th when it hits. And
Okay.
so, ladies, this has been really, a blessing, because like I said, I think, the message that you're sharing is going to help so many people. And, just like Dog Faith, that's why we're here. That's why, I invite people I know that are doing things in the community. Say what you need. You never know who's going to see this video and who may contact you. So, I applaud you. You guys are really amazing. And you're so loving. When I met Nicole, she was just so nice. I was like, oh, she is just so sweet. And she smiles and everything. And then I'd never met Belinda until Sunday. And she was just like taking video. Hey, girl, who are you doing? And she's like, oh, you're Allie. And she just, so y'all are just so
I
welcoming to
shouted out to
people.
you, Dog Faith. I said, "This is who we're gonna be with on
Mhm.
Saturday." Did you see the video?
I didn't. I've
Oh,
I
been so
did.
busy in this real estate class, honey. Sorry.
no, that's cool. And so I definitely, I want to ask though, like, how did you get your names? I know how Doll Faith was talking about her name. Nicole, how did you get your name? And what does it represent?
Okay. So a laureate is someone with a they award them, say, a poet laureate in December, science, mathematics. Dr. Martin Luther King was a laureate. So my doll sister keeper, doll Kara, used to say, "Doll Lady Laureate, you do so many things, but you don't fit in one category. So I can't be named a poet or a singer or a scientist or mathematician, whatever. I can't be named it because I do a lot. Besides a poet, besides the author, besides singing, healthcare. I've been an educator, I'm an accountant. I could do websites, flyers, business cards, programs, and so forth, and,
Yeah.
and make art without of nothing, like paper boxes and designs and things like that. I do that for projects with my Alzheimer's dementia patient. So I do so many things, but I guess I don't fit in no category. I am just me. So I said, God. So I accept. I love it. Lady Laureate is all around.
Oh, okay. I like it. I like it. And Doll Hollywood. Uh-oh, this gonna be good, y'all. Hold on, hold on.
Well, at one time I was 385 pounds, and I was with a mutual friend, and she was had a friend of hers, and she said, "You a big girl, but you pretty." I said, "Okay." She said, "Next time I see you, I'm gonna give you your name." And I was like, "My name?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, whatever." So, time went on by, excuse me, and we went to a pool party. And I was hanging out with my aunt that Saturday morning, and I saw this black and white bathing suit, but it looked like a dress. So I got it and I put on the jewelry and went to this pool, and she was there. And when she saw me, she started screaming and hollering. And I was like, "What is wrong with you?" She said, "I have your name Hollywood. That's your name. That's what I'm gonna start calling you, and everybody from my mom, my kids, everybody calls me Hollywood. So Hollywood goes with everything. I'm an author also. So on my first book at the bottom it has Belinda Hollywood Houston.
Yes.
I'm Hollywood. Now sometimes I get Holly and sometimes I'm just plain old wood. Okay? But yeah, that's how I got my name and I love it. And when I go to Atlanta or we go to Durham, I don't care where we at, and we haven't seen Dog Faith or any of our other sisters. What you start singing, Dog Faith, the,
Hollywood, Hollywood swinging.
and I get the dancing for 'em. So yeah, they all break out with that. Yeah, now I go to dancing and cutting the food. That's what I do.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love the fact that, you all stay in touch so much, and that you're always checking on one another. And that, we always have the time where we got to work, right? But we always got to have that time where we refuel, right? Where we come and we laugh and we, just talk to one another and sit down. And so I love the whole aspect of this movement. It sounds amazing. I definitely want to give Doll Faith the opportunity to tell people how to reach out to her. Um, and, we'll go around everybody, tell them how they can reach out to you if they have more questions about, if somebody in Charlotte, Nicole wants to be a part of your chapter, what they need to do and all that. Okay. So we'll start with Doll Faith.
Thank you. And I did want to say how I got my name because I told
Yes.
y'all how the name of the organization came to be. Well, my name, Doll Faith, because my faith has taken me places that my money never could. So
Hmm.
my faith level is through the roof. So I'm Doll Faith. And you can reach out to me via social media. I'm Cindy D.O.F. Smith on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. And also, I have a 24 hour line
You fading out, Dog Faith.
that you can call if you need some food
So
and
the last thing,
allowing me an opportunity.
so Doll Faith, I'm not getting every word you're saying.
Can
So
y'all hear me?
I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to Nicole, and then I'm gonna come back to you. Maybe when your Wi-Fi is a little bit more stable. Okay. So Nicole.
Okay. So she was saying also the 24-hour crisis line. EDOF has a 24-hour crisis line, and also most of the dolls like us are connected with United Way, 211. To get in touch with us, you can also call us on our hotline at 704-769-2227. That's one of Queen City Dolls hotlines. So actually, if you dial that number, or you could call 211 and we'll get the call directly. If I don't pick it up, it'll go down to the next person, which would be Dial Hollywood, my vice president, Dial Peaceful, and then Dial Hollywood, and the same things. You can find me on social media in Nicole Nickole Williams. I do have an Instagram, but I don't always use it. But that's on the Black Butterfly, BLAKBUTTAFLY 1970. Um, Also, I'm just plugging in my books are
I was
also
gonna
on
say, tell 'em.
Amazon.com. Nicole under Nicole Nickole Williams, and that talks about a lot of stuff that I've been through and how I do it to go move forward. And also it just hit one of us. Everybody have our business cards around. You'll see me. I'll be passing out business cards. And I want to thank you too, Miss Aly, for having us on the show. I really appreciate it. And and Doll Faith and Doll Hollywood. So thank you again. Peace and
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been my pleasure.
yes,
And
it's
so
been
Thank you.
Doll Hollywood, same thing. And tell them also, because I was going to tell you, Nicole, make sure you tell them where they can find your books. So Doll Hollywood, you as well.
So I am Belinda Dare to Be Different on Facebook. So you can email me at dothollywood.edof@gmail.com. We are on Facebook as EDOF Queen City Dolls. And my book is Take Off the Mask. So I have a Take Off the Mask page on Facebook. And the numbers that Doll Lady Lorette gave, you can reach me right there.
Awesome. So
I cannot remember them numbers.
you sound like me now. I can write the number down, but then I'll be on the show and I'll try to get a number. I'll be like, is it
And
six?
I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try.
Yeah. So I'll get all that information, and when I update the description of the video, it'll all be in there, so you guys will know how to reach out to them. But I appreciate you ladies coming and being with us today. This has been such a blessing. Like I said, not just for even for people, because always like we say, people look on the outside and they think you're doing okay, and you never really know what somebody is dealing with on the
And
inside.
that's true.
And just like Lady Laureate deals with dementia patients and stuff like that, it could be just something like in their family where they're dealing with a loved one who's going through something. So you never know that compliment, like Doll Faith said, what a difference it makes in somebody's life. That hug, that genuine, hey, let me stop and say a prayer for you. That genuine, hey, call me if you need something.
Yeah.
Because we never know, because I never knew Nicole was a part of this organization and this movement. And so, she might have more resources than I think she has. So you never know. So the point is just, make your request known, just like Doll Faith did. Hey, we need a building. This is what we're looking to do. Make your request known because you never know. God has a way
Yes, we need
mighty
a building in Queen City too. Yes, we need an office building. We need a building.
Yes. And so when y'all get these buildings and all these manifestations start happening, y'all come back and let everybody know, right?
Yes,
Oh
because
yes.
I'm claiming it because that's my dream too for us to establish.
Yeah.
We want to do
We
so much
have to make sure we support the one
more.
that
Yes,
got us out here.
that's
Yes.
Brought EDOF and the Queen City Dolls live on Facebook. Hey.
Oh,
Yes.
can I put a plug in real quick?
Yeah.
Because we didn't mention it tonight. Also, Doll Hollywood is the founder of God Gives Baby Ministry. So a lot of what Queen City Dolls do when we give out, like Saturday, we had giving out baby clothes, diapers, and stuff at CUC 100 Incubators event, the community meet and greet. But it wouldn't be possible also without Doll Hollywood's donation to the God's Gift Baby Ministry. I'm telling you, clothes, diapers. A couple of weeks ago, someone called 211, needed diapers for twin boys. I said, twin boys, we got a twin stroller. You need a stroller? She was so excited. Got
Wow.
the stroller from
Yeah.
Hollywood, took the twin stroller there. And all she did was call 211 and said that she needed help. And she reached them.
Wow. So
Yeah.
y'all hear
Yeah, because
Yeah, that was
Queen City Dolls are God's gift baby. I mean, it's God's gift baby ministry.
yes.
They are my backbone to God's gift baby ministry. So we do a lot. When you see them and you'll see some that have on Queen City, I mean, God's gift baby ministry shirts where they have a Q on their back with their
um,
doll name in it.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's volunteering, but they my backbone. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have done it. We've been out here for 3 years now.
Oh,
Definitely need a building.
Yeah.
yes, that's amazing. So single moms, struggling, you don't know what to do, how to get by. Hey, y'all better tap into that number 211. But let's be sincere. If you really need help, don't take advantage of
Exactly.
people who, if y'all know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be a part of the elite dolls of faith, if you want to start, helping them in the community, if you have something that you can give to them, hey, reach out. And this is what this is about. I want you to know if you're somebody, because I hear people all the time. I like to help in the community. I just don't know what to do, where to go. now you know you got opportunities, you know. And look, so every time y'all have an event going on, y'all make sure you let me know, just like the flyers that were going on in the beginning and
Yeah.
at the end. I'll put those flyers up and let you know what's happening.
Okay, thank
So every time you have an event, make sure you let me know, okay?
Okay, and it does sisters and kings, because I see a lot of kings in the community. I was like, yes, sisters
That's,
and kings,
Let's
that's it.
grab them. Let's get them.
That's
having them.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
Look forward to getting with you about being a doll.
Yes, you too.
Look,
Thank
I was
you.
like, I wonder what my doll name would be.
I see you already thinking.
We ain't
Yeah.
gonna tell them yet. We're gonna announce it on the show. Shh, we're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
Hey, that's what I'm
Hey,
talking
that's what I'm
about.
talking
See,
about.
That's
You see,
it.
that's
I
what
see,
I'm
I see.
talking about. Come on.
I'm here
Come
for
on,
it.
come on.
Yes,
We'll
yes.
have everything out here live on Facebook.
That's it. That's it. All right.
That's a
Well,
beautiful thing.
we have to go for today, but I appreciate you ladies. I absolutely, because I know there's people out there who need you all, and you all are making yourself available. And I know at some point in time, it wasn't that easy. Just like with the show, I was like, I ain't doing it, cancel. But I was like, I don't care how I look, my hair crazy, whatever. It's what God called me to do. So let's just, it's on him, whatever he, because it's what he called me to do. And so we all have faith. And so we all have faith that whatever you're going through, you can make it through. You can live through it and you can thrive afterwards. So continue to live. Don't give up on life. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your visions. It might be taking a little while to come to pass, but
And
it can happen. So y'all hang in there. Y'all stay strong. And if you need help, let us know because that's what we're here for. So, ladies, God bless you. Tell Doll Faith, thank you. You guys know we're here every Saturday at 12 noon, every Monday at 2 p.m. We are making connections with Aly. We're on Facebook and Instagram, kind of like Nicole. I don't use Instagram as much, but we out there. And so,
That's right.
and
I don't either.
and a part of Aly is, helping people, get their personal finances together and things like that. So if you need some help with your budgeting and things like that, just reach out. We can be found on Facebook. You can give us a call or text at 980-389-6826. And so until next time, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody.
Right. So, bye.